All right, mail time. Shout out Steve from Blues Clues. We love you. Yeah, so just got this in the mail. Might be doing some color backgrounds. You guys know I'm a fan of 1%, continuously getting better, all that fun stuff. So just trying new things. Okay, it's time for our 2-minute money, and we are going to be talking about car payment actuals because a lot of times this ends up being a budget buster. People end up getting screwed because they're only thinking about how much a new car is going to cost them, whether it's new or used, new to them, how much is going to cost them in terms of the car payment. But there's other things that we need to make sure we take into consideration. So let's talk about it. Boom, 2 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Okay, so recently, I just bought a Tesla, and a lot of people were like, oh man, that must be so much more expensive. But in reality, it's not, because I was paying payment still on my 2018 Ford Explorer that I had got used. And I still had 2 years left on that. Well, I'd been considering getting an electric car because I primarily just drive around town in that, and then we can use my wife's gas car for the long-term stuff. Well, what ended up happening was when I was doing the math on this, Tesla came out with the offer. There's a $7,500 tax credit that you got at the point of sale for a brand new, purchasing a brand new one. Then they are offering 1% interest on top of that for the lifetime of the loan. Okay, got my attention. So when I looked at the $9,000 credit I got, for the trade-in on top of everything else, what ended up happening was the fact that, yes, I'm getting a new car. Yes, it was still more expensive, but because I'm switching over to electric from gas, it was actually cheaper to get the Tesla. So this is how the numbers actually worked out. Wrote it down on my handy dandy notepad here. So on the Ford, I was paying $375 a month on the payment, $275 on average in gas, for a total of about $640 a month for my total cost of ownership. Now that does not include insurance. I'm leaving that out, but you need to make sure you calculate that too. On the Tesla, I'm paying $520 a month, so I have a higher monthly payment on that, but it is a brand new car, and it's $40 a month in fuel. So when I put that together, my total cost of ownership is $560, which means I am saving $80 a month, which translates to $960 a year in payments. That's crazy. And like I said, it's a pretty freaking sweet car. The other thing to take into account is things like maintenance. Because Tesla is electric and it doesn't have a traditional engine, it doesn't need certain kinds of maintenance that other cars do, like oil changes or timing belts and all of these other things. Now, the point of this is not trying to get everybody to switch to electric cars. I don't care, right? But what I want to make sure is whether or not you're going from a used car to a new car or just a car that's newer for you, make sure you calculate the total cost of ownership. Look up what the average maintenance on these cars are. The difference between maintenance on a Honda and maintenance on a Mercedes is drastic, but a lot of people don't take that into consideration on top of what the insurance is going to be and all that other stuff. So yeah, don't dig yourself into a financial hole just because you didn't calculate all these other things. Make sure you look at the full picture when you're buying a car and make sure that you can afford it.